Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Devil's Den. We are breaking down our Game 6 loss to the New York Rangers in the first round of the NHL playoffs. So, let's go over this game because I have quite a bit to talk about for this episode of Devil's Den. So, first and foremost, if you aren't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We are a small, growing channel. I'm hoping to get to at least 30 subscribers by the end of these playoffs. If you do like the videos, make sure to like. It just helps it helps the video get circulated on YouTube, and it helps the channel grow. So, on to the actual game. So, Devils lose 5-2 to the New York Rangers. One of those goals is actually the internet didn't go in. That doesn't count. Anyways, loses 5-2 to the New York Rangers in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The series is now tied 3-3 games, and I'm not going to lie, I'm a little spooked. Devils are going to win in 7. I called it since the beginning of the series. Devils win in 7. So this is kind of going right along with how I thought the series was going to go down. But there's 3 big things I want to talk about in this game. So obviously, you have the goals by Curtis Lazar, which got us on the board, and he got the goal pretty late in the game after it was like 4-5-1 by Dawson Mercer, which, by the way, I think Mercer has played a great series thus far, except for the turnover that he made during the game last night. Anyways, 3 big things I want to talk about. First of all, number 1 is the tripping penalty that Mercer took on. I think it was either Zibanejad or Panarin. There's a lot of controversy about that tripping call. We're going to go over that. Second, I want to talk about the goaltending situation for Game 7. I think it should personally be Schmidt and not Vanecek. We'll get to that later. And the third is what the Devils need to do in order to win Game 7 tomorrow night. So, let's jump right into it. Start with the most controversial thing possible. A lot of people are talking about it on social media, and and I'm going to say it, I'm sorry, a lot of the Devils fan base here is dead wrong on this call. So, in my personal opinion, and I think this is the correct take, I think this is the correct opinion, that's a penalty. You can go and look over the rules in the NHL rulebook. Basically what happens is a New York guy is skating forward, he's almost on a breakaway, not quite yet. Mercer dives on his belly and swings his stick out. The stick makes contact with the puck first, knocks it loose, but then so he hits the puck, but on the follow through, he makes contact with the New York Rangers player's legs. He falls forward and gets called a penalty. Now, a lot of people are saying he made contact with the puck first. The primary point of contact was the puck. That should not have been a penalty. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. That's incorrect. So, you look at the NHL rules, and it'll show you, if you make contact with the puck first, that's good. However, even if on the follow-through, it connects with the opponent's legs or any part of their body, you're getting called for either a trip or a slash. I'm sorry, it might be unfair. Boo-hoo. A lot of people are complaining online about how, the refs gave that game to the Rangers. No, I'm sorry. Were there missed calls? Yes. That was not one of them. You cannot make contact with the opponent's body with your stick and not get called a penalty. I don't care if you touch the puck 14,000 times before you make contact with the player. The minute that stick hits the Rangers player, you're getting called for a penalty. Now, some are saying, especially in the Rangers fan base, that should have been a penalty shot. They are also incorrect here, okay? It would have been a penalty shot if Mercer had not made contact with the puck. But because the initial point of contact was the puck and not the player's body, you're getting a penalty, not a penalty shot. And we should be grateful that it wasn't a penalty shot, because I'm pretty sure it was Panarin who had it. And do you want Panarin going one-on-one with Schmidt? Like in games, do you want that to happen? Right? Penalty, they may score, they may not score. Rangers power play has been abysmal to the last 2 or 3 games, right? I will take a maybe they score over a dear God, the bread man is going one-on-one with the rookie goaltender, okay? Anyway, so that's my take on that. If you agree, if you disagree, write it in the comments, be respectful, but I always welcome, open conversation on these types of things. But in my opinion, the refs got that 100% right. Okay? So, number 2 was the goaltending situation come Game 7. I think that if you think that Vanecek should get the start, I don't think you've watched the last 3 games. Schmid is the absolute starter come Game 7. And if you don't think that, I don't think you've watched the last 3 games. Schmid has played so well. And even last game, he maybe is responsible for one of those goals going in. I think it was was it the third or fourth goal, where New York shoots it, he goes for the glove save, it hits his glove and kind of tumbles back, and they just poke it in. He probably should have had that, right? But he is a rookie goalie playing in not only his first season as a New Jersey Devils goaltender, but the first time playing in the playoffs where the New Jersey Devils are trying to close a series, okay? Schmid probably should have had that. I'm chalking it up to inexperience. I'm willing to let that go. The majority of these goals, Schmid was left out to dry, okay? The Zibanejad goal that gets scored, he's like 10, 15 feet from Schmid. He's in the slot, okay? I've been screaming about this since Game 1. Stop letting the Rangers walk right into the slot with all of the offensive firepower they have. Because it's going in, okay? I don't blame Schmid for that. There was another goal, I think it was the first goal, where he walks into the slot and the Ranger guy shoots it like 5, 10 feet from Schmid. Like, that's going in, right? He has to either have the reflexes of an Olympian god to stop that, or it's going in. And that goal, I'm sorry, that's going in on like 90% of goalies in the NHL. 95% of goalies. Because in 5% of those games, like, some of these goalies make unreal saves. Maybe that's one of them. I don't blame Schmid for these. He gets screened on another one, 2 go in from the slot, 1 he kind of fumbles, and the other one like gets poked in. I'm sorry. I don't blame Schmid for this. And Vanecek, I love Vanecek. In fact, one of my videos earlier in the season is called Vanecek is Better Than God, okay? But Schmid deserves the Game 7 start. He deserves the Game 7 start. He's played so well for New Jersey. I agreed with pulling Schmid and putting Vanecek in. Let him rest, because he did look a little shaken up. Let him rest for Game 7. Let him get the start for Game 7. Let him rest, get his head readjusted. He's the starter for Game 7. No questions asked. Okay? Third, the Devils did not play well this game. The Devils did not play their game. Okay? There's been a constant theme. You can look at Games 1 and 2. You can look at Game 6. Okay? The reason the Devils did not win last night was because they kept letting the Rangers go on the power play. And don't get me wrong, the Rangers' power play has been shite the last 2 games. But you go look at Games 1 and 2, and that power play was on fire. It was like 5 or 6 for 8. Like, it was crazy numbers. That was so good. And credit to the Rangers head coach, Gillard, who made changes to their power play. And it fed well into how the Rangers were able to produce. The Devils need to go back to their fundamental basic game, which is they enter the zone, you swarm them, you cut off their oxygen to be able to breathe that puck in. Okay? If the Rangers are going to flip it into the zone, let them flip it into the zone. But in games 3 and 4, we swallowed up their offense. They were not allowed any time. They would get a shot off and New Jersey would clear it. In this game, they were allowed to carry that puck in. They were allowed to get set, rotate the puck, and get good shots on Schmid, and that can't happen in Game 7 or you will lose. I'm saying right now, if you allow the Rangers to do in Game 6 what they want to do in Game 7, New Jersey will lose. You cannot let this offensive lineup get set up to the point where they're getting like 20, 30 shots on Schmid. You can't allow it. No matter how good Schmidt is, and he's played so well for the Devils in the last 3 games, okay? You cannot allow that offensive firepower of Zibanejad, of Panarin, of Fox, of Kane, of Tarasenko, of Cheadle, of Kakko, of Lafreniere. You can't let them set up the way the game is played. Rangers very clearly played the game that they wanted to play. They set the tone. They set the level of the game. And New Jersey was reacting to whatever the Rangers were putting out. And you can't let that happen in Game 7. You cannot let that happen in Game 7 or you will lose. New Jersey is winning in Game 7. They are winning in Game 7, and we are going out to play Carolina in round 2. Okay? I'm calling it right now. I will keep this video up regardless of whether the Devils lose or not, but Devils are winning Game 7. We are going back to New Jersey, in our home building, in our barn, in our territory. We can beat the Rangers. We have shown throughout this series that we are better than the Rangers, and we are going to win Game 7 and move on to round 2. One last thing before I finish up this video. This video is going to be a little bit of a shorter one. Congratulations to any Leaf fans that are watching this. Shout out to, Steve Dangle and all of the Leafs fan base for finally getting out of the second round. Finally getting out of the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. It has been 19 years and counting since they last got out of the first round. Congrats to the Leafs. You deserve the win. And hopefully we'll see you in the Eastern Conference Final, depending on who wins Florida-Boston tonight. With that game, I'm probably going to be watching tonight. We'll see. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Game 7, Monday night. Don't miss it. If the Devils win, I'm hoping to make that video that night. That night, instead of doing it the day after, because I want to get all those feelings out. Game 7 win, going into the second round, first time in ages. But yeah, so that's going to be it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.